Should you buy a car at auction? It's a big question that a lot of people maybe ask themselves. Some people like to go there and buy a whole bunch of them and sell them or use them as fleet vehicles. Other people just like to, maybe buy one or two and beat them into the ground until they're nothing more than a bunch of spare parts. I went there because my truck decided it was not going to work anymore. So we went down to Ken Porter Auctions down in Riverside, a lovely bunch of people down there, and we took a look at their 1,000+ cars on selection for that day. There were some good ones, there were some bad ones, there was some questionable choices, there was some stuff that smelled like crayons, there was some stuff that was running, there's some stuff that wasn't running.
There's some stuff that smelled like some things that are not crayons.
Yes, we'll leave that up to the imagination. But it was a great experience, and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm really glad we went. I mean, spoiler alert, we didn't actually end up buying anything.
How dare you spoil that?
But, and we'll explain why after this
It was a
after this
worthwhile
clip.
experience.
But it was a worthwhile experience. It kind of gave us kind of an insight of how they work. And they work really well. They do a good job of driving up the prices of junk.
Yes. So I guess without further ado, we should look at the film, yes?
Check it out.
Okay, Peter. Beauty F-250, it's a shorty. But look at it, it's beautiful.
It looks really good.
Ah, that's nice.
Well, hold on, excuse me.
4-wheel drive.
4-wheel drive and everything.
Here, let me get in there with you, Joe. Hold on.
Peter. Yeah. Take a look at this. So we got a non-runner.
Non-runner. You had one I tried. Was it on? Left on?
No. We'll see, because that won't, it's not cranking.
Not,
so the battery's
dead. The other
dead.
one was left on. That's why the one I was looking at was dead. It's
Yeah,
like, what kind of idiot would do that?
Yeah.
I don't know, people really don't care, apparently.
Oh wow, this one looks really nice right here. Joe, have you checked this one out?
I have, actually.
Are you concerned?
I think the battery might be dead.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, this just needs a little cleaning.
There are like thousands of
Sorry,
cars
I'm in
here.
I'm in hunting mode. I do have my eye on that Ranger over there.
I have my eye on this.
This is what I'm gonna bid on.
The door glass regulator kind of sticky though.
This is pretty awesome.
Is there a key in it?
No, I don't know where the key is.
All right.
I'm never gonna get to see the front of an ambulance.
So you're never gonna. Oh well. Come on, lady.
I don't want to get inside it.
Get inside. You don't get inside.
You never know what kind of body fluids are going to be
No, that's in the back.
covering the seats.
That's in the back.
Ah, yeah, but the people who go... yeah, you're probably right.
Aesthetics, my guy. You gotta learn to live without them.
Can you open the hood?
Yes.
Yes, you
This
can.
is cool, right? You didn't turn it on?
No.
Alright, first of all, let me...
Well, I don't know if it's hot, like
let me
somebody
rest
else.
So that... Let me... Oh. Thank you. Alright,
Well, it would be a radiator. Radiator feels very cold.
fine.
Hold on. Where's part of the engine block, real quick? Exhaust manifold. There it is.
you
No,
should
it
be
is-
able to radiate.
it is-
It
it
would
is-
be...
It is cold.
I'm gonna...
Back the
Nice.
hell up.
Nice one, Leo.
Okay, so this is one of the ones that you've researched ahead of time.
Yes, so
So-
this was like my second best option, which I think my first best option is in dealer only section.
Oh, well, that's no good. Can you unlock this? Then your passenger side door doesn't work. Your passenger side door doesn't work.
See, because it comes on, all the lights come on. The moment you crank it over. The ABS line off, the parking brake's on, the door is ajar, I'm not wearing my seatbelt, and it's low on gas.
Put it back.
That does seem like it was late engagement.
Just a little bit.
Just a wee bit, yeah.
Just a little
that kind
too
of felt
late.
like my truck, to be honest with you. It's like some 5W20. Actually, that looks pretty clean.
Yeah.
It does look
it's
clean.
full.
Yeah, it's full and it looks pretty clean.
How many miles does this have?
47,000.
That's ridiculous. And it's what year is it?
808.
So what do those usually go for?
Oh,
Okay,
an 08
look-
with 40,000 miles on it? Be 10 grand. Okay, it's just telling
This
me.
is 519.
Oh,
Hey,
Peter, you are incredibly weak. The door works.
From the outside.
no, it didn't work for me. I swear. Oh, you just need to.
You need to pull it.
I was expecting it to pop open.
It works, man. All right.
It works. That's hilarious. I'm gonna cut that part out.
No, you're not. You're keeping that in. I don't know. To be honest with you, it's actually pretty good. I have a disc player and everything. Look at that.
Turn the battery on.
Lights on, and did you check all that already?
Oh, not the lights. No.
Lights and brakes and all that, turn signals. All right, brake lights. Press the brake. Okay, you're good. Left turn signal. Good. Right turn signal. Good. Okay, let me go around front. Good.
How about the parking lights?
They're on. Turn signal's on. Good. Both are on.
Turn on the AC.
Good.
Feels like it's blowing cold. I feel pretty good.
How much money?
I'd like to get it for $1,500. Like if I spend like $2,000, that would be great.
So no more than 2. You need to have a hard wall where you won't go past.
That's $3,500.
Okay.
Yeah,
3,500.
$3,500 is my hard wall, not going past that. If I could spend less, that'd be great. Actually, this is not too
Do you
bad.
care about the bumper?
No,
Would you leave it like that?
no, I'd fix it eventually. At least it doesn't do that. To be honest with you, it's a 2008. It looks pretty nice. I mean, ooh, look at this. Little patches.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. I mean,
That's definitely
that's a
after-
deal maker right
right
there.
there.
After looking at this, the engine looks pretty good. It sounds nice. Most of it is in good condition.
It is,
right?
yeah. It's a little bit dirty, but yeah.
But I would like you to consider a few things before you jump at it.
Yeah.
Do you think this has been in an accident? Now that bumper is super bent down. That's not like somebody stepped on it who's too heavy. That was.
It could be actually.
That
but
was forced. The actual metal
they
holding
probably
it bent.
did run.
There's a dent in the side.
I did look at the frame. The frame looks good.
Right.
I'm not worried about the quarter panels. The quarter panels can't be replaced. So can the bumper.
Yeah. Here's one thing I'll bring up. I wouldn't buy this car because there's massive rust underneath.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. I haven't checked that. Move your fingers.
All along here, on this pipe, on the chassis, a lot down there, down here.
It's up to you though.
Well, no,
I'm just
not saying I'm
just
buying,
as a friend.
I know.
Just
I'm not
as a
saying
friend.
I'm buying that car. I'm saying. Okay. So we found like everything that we like. I'm gonna find a backup Colorado that I maybe would like to own. It's gonna be difficult, but maybe. And then look at all these nice Rangers though. Anyway.
They're not for sale.
Yeah, I know, it's unfortunate. Really bad. And then I want to look at the one I'm thinking about buying one more time.
Okay, let's do it.
How many miles? I forgot. I think I said 20.
33. 130.
That's pretty good.
That's
No, it's
really
pretty
low.
good. This is really long, spindly, and really fly.
Oh hey guys, look.
It's full of oil.
I found a piece of corn, dude.
That's cool, Peter.
Oh man, that looks good.
Yummy. All the best finds.
Man, I'm so hungry.
You know, the weird thing is, I think this is the transmission dipstick, but I'm like not sure at all.
Do you want some?
No, I'm good. Actually,
I'm good too.
What's the analysis on this one?
it's a Chevy, so it's pretty
So we're
crap,
not
biased.
but it's cool. I guess.
It's a cool Chevy,
yes,
so maybe.
as cool as a Chevy could be. I guess.
And just write it down on the sheet. You never
Yeah.
know.
Actually,
Alright.
it does look, the transmission does look good. I mean, the engine oil looks fine.
Sounds fine.
Does sound fine.
Runs.
Let's move on to the next one, okay?
760.
Alright, so we got a Ford. What is it, a Ford Expedition? Let's take a look inside, shall we?
So front looks pretty good. Although for those who are not here, it does smell like crayons, melted crayons.
Yes,
I-
that's pretty nice.
You know, the police, I guess they like to draw on their spare time. I mean, hey, I would like to as well. Can't leave the guy in the back, you know.
Oh, hey, oh.
Look at all this.
That's pretty sick. So this is the one you're looking at, seriously?
Yes. I'd spend $3,000 on it.
What do you think about this car, Leo?
If you're asking me personally, would I buy it? No, but that's because I'd rather play it safe with things like rust and dents and bent bumpers.
Well,
but-
besides the dents and all that.
The bumper.
The bumper's not, you know, whatever. Leo, in hindsight, though, to be honest, like, is it really that bad?
Yes.
Really?
No.
Yes.
It is decent for what it is. That's
Exactly.
all I'm gonna
So
say
if
about
I could get this for like say $2,000, probably be worth it, right?
it. $2,000, no. I would say no, that's not worth it.
Well, considering how many miles.
How much would you pay for it, Leo?
I would pay
You'd pay
$1,000
$1.
at the max.
Pay $1.
Gas it.
Actually, yeah, I haven't done that yet, have I?
Sounds smooth.
It sounds okay.
What if it was just one cylinder and we're like, hey, it sounds good?
But Joe, this is probably the best Ranger that's here. So if you're gonna get a Ranger, I would say this would probably be the one.
Yeah. So
Alright.
that's my go-to-work
All right,
alarm.
are we ready?
I think we're ready.
Let's head out.
All right, so after watching that, Joe, remind me, how much did that truck that you were looking at, the Ford Ranger with 46-something thousand miles on it, how
Yeah.
much did that go for?
The one with the bent bumper.
Yes. So that one went. I think it was a little over $7,500.
7,500. Now,
I-
to be fair, that's not terribly surprising due to the mileage. However,
No.
it was way more than we were bargaining for, and it's probably more than should have been spent on it, because here's the thing about
Probably.
auctions. There are a crap ton of fees.
Yes. So
Which
I worked
means-
that out. I worked
yeah.
that out. The man who bought that, he walked out of there with that Ranger for just shy of $12,000.
Wow.
Jeez.
Just shy. Although then again, it was a Ranger and it only had 47,000 miles on it. So
That's true, but I mean, for this, and here's the thing you gotta remember, you can't test drive these cars.
no,
There's a reason we
really
weren't
was.
test driving these cars. It was because they don't let you.
Yeah.
Because it would be utter chaos in the yard if you imagine just
No,
everyone
that-
driving
you know,
around.
that'd be cool though. You know how they're starting on that Bitcoin, just like steam. You just have a man test driving a steamroller
Yeah.
down the front, and then like some guy in a Prius gets in the way.
That's
Yeah.
why when you're thinking about going to auction, realize that you're not gonna get a car for like, well, most likely if you find a decent car at auction, you're not gonna get it for like a super reasonable price because
That's
hold on,
not
hold on.
true.
Hold on. Because there are, first of all, a lot of fees that go into it, and second of all, you don't know what you're getting. You only know that it runs, assuming that you looked at it, you only know that it runs and from what you can see there. You don't know how it shifts from gear to gear. You don't know
That's
if
true.
there's any history problems.
I can answer that as well. One
Well,
of the things.
your truck was the truck you were looking at was a city truck. So
It was,
he
it was,
actually
it
looked
was a
into.
city. So the day we went there, like it was the Friday before the auction or something like that. And I ended up calling the city it was owned, and I was, hey, this is the VIN number. Why'd you get rid of it? And apparently the policy of that city was 10 years or 100,000 miles, whichever came first. And it said 2008. So if my math is correct, it's 2019, right? Yeah. So that would be 10 years ago. So,
Yeah.
well, I mean, you know.
11.
11, but
You don't know how long
It's
it's been
probably
sitting
been,
in the
it's
yard.
probably been sitting in that lot for a long time too.
Probably,
Which
true.
is another thing, and stuff sits around, and it's not ideal. So, should you buy a car in auction? Well, as you probably gathered from our talk here, we wouldn't recommend it if what you're looking for is something that's reliable, something that you can daily drive,
Well,
something that
I mean,
I'm speaking for myself here.
well, yeah.
If
I mean,
listen, the reason I was going to, and we didn't really show this on the film, I was looking at actually buying a Crown Vic
all of them were actually pretty cool.
as a second vehicle. I don't know that I would have gone to an auction to buy my only car, just because I'm not comfortable. I always like to test drive and get a buyer's inspection. I could not do either of those things before purchasing the vehicle.
Yes.
And like we said, now what kind of fees are there exactly? Because I know you said
So-
7,500 goes to about 11,000,
Something
almost
like
12.
that. So what you got to do is there is, of course, the great state of California. There's a 10% sales tax fee that they have to tack onto that. So if the car sells for $10,000, that's going to be a $1,000 sales tax.
Right.
Plus the auctions house. It depends. It varies from vehicle to vehicle. Like if I take a look at their brochure here, like here's one. Here's a Caterpillar. It's a BH30W. I believe that is a backhoe. It has a 0% buyer's premium, which means you don't have to pay any of their fees on that. And then here's another one. And then here's a 2006 Honda Accord, has a 15%. So you're just paying 15% of the total price to the auction house as a sort of middleman.
Yes, and then there's also the Ken Porter does smog for you, but so you have to smog,
Oh, yes, that's another
registration,
thing.
taxes. Those are all given, but when you're sitting down in that chair and the guy is spouting off some numbers, you can get a little bit hasty
A little bit carried away,
and
yes.
forget that there's all these other things that you have to get as
Exactly.
well.
And especially if you're going there to just say like buy one thing, or especially if it's your first time and you've no really clue, like kind of what it
Exactly. Kinda like us.
Exactly.
If you're going to an auction, though, you have to go in with like 10 cars you think you would want to buy, because if you have your heart set on one car,
It is very difficult.
it's very unlikely
And
that
Joe-
you're going to get that car.
Joe actually, he was going to bid on the Ranger
Yes.
that we showed, and as you can see in this clip, his expectation was shattered pretty quickly.
Yes, because it got down because they started high. What happens is they started high. I think it started at $15,000, and it goes down until somebody wants to bid on it. I think the first bid somebody got on it was $1,500. Right when it got around 2, which was probably about a second later, I was about to bid on it, and then it went from 2,000 to roughly 7,500 in like 3 seconds. So it was like that's like the span of 7 seconds. It was from $1,500 to sold, which is very quick if you're not ready for it.
The average time spent on each car, remember they have almost 1,000 things to sell there, whether it's heavy machinery or a vehicle. They have about 1,000, so they spend approximately 30 seconds.
Less than
on
that,
each car.
20.
Sometimes it was 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't think that whole auction I actually saw a good deal. From what I saw, everything that sold, I would not have paid that.
No,
price
that's true.
for it.
And actually, we ran into a regular there at the auction. How's a great guy. He actually said that people were paying a lot of money for not so good vehicles. It's just everybody was bid happy that I guess it was payday the Friday before.
I guess so. No, and I do have some speculation on that because I believe the reason the prices were so high on that particular auction day is because people like us heard about it through advertising, through word of mouth, more than the usual auction, and a lot of newbies like us were there, which means there were more people, which means there were more people to bid, which means the prices went up.
Yes.
Just some speculation, but it did seem awfully busy, and
It
it
did.
seemed, just looking around in the crowd, like people didn't know what the heck they
There's
were
probably
doing.
like at least 200.
There was
people.
one person that bid on their own, the car that they bid on twice in a row. They bid on a car, and then when they said the next number, they bid on it again to
Yes,
buy
that
the
was-
car.
That was hilarious. Yes.
So that
They
just
ended
kinda
up
gives you
getting
an
the
idea.
car, obviously.
But no. So it was very disappointing. I kind of walked away with nothing that day, partially because anything with a bed on it that was considered a pickup truck, I think the minimum amount was like $6,000.
Yeah, those Colorados, they all went for like $7,000.
Oh, that's our go to work alarm.
Yes.
Before we leave, that fire truck went for $3,000.
Oh yeah, 3,000.
Oh, sorry. That was my feed the dog alarm.